On this week's World of Saltwater Fishing, we're going to a very familiar place of mine, the Marquesas, west of Key West in the Florida Keys. And there might be some tacos involved. That's your spoiler alert. Stay tuned.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing. Big fish don't stand a chance.
As anyone who's followed my World of Saltwater Fishing television series or my writings in Saltwater Sportsman magazines know that the Marquesas, which are about 28 miles west of Key West in the Florida Keys, remain a favorite destination of mine. This is where I cut a lot of my angling teeth in my youth because this was my father's favorite place to go to fish. You're going to catch a lot of fish here. It's a place where you go for fast action. So if you have somebody who's very impatient and they don't like waiting for a strike, you take them to the Marquesas because the rods will always keep bending. But of course, there's one headliner off the Marquesas, and that's the Mutton snapper. And that's what brought us here. I have what I call my friends in the Marquesas that we're going to be joining up and going down and fishing together. Friend Diego Toyran, I've known him for a number of years. He's a fellow Mako owner. He's a retired firefighter.
I came down to the Florida Keys in 1989. Been a little while now. And I moved down mainly because of my job. I got a job at the NAS Boca Chica here at the Naval Base, which is like 10 miles, actually 8 miles out of Key West. So I did almost 4 years in the Navy Fire Department and 28 and a half years in the city of Key West Fire Department.
He was going to jump aboard the Mark 6 for this trip, as would Armani Garcia.
You know, some people say that I'm part of the new generation, the young guns of Guiding, and you know, coming from someone like George, it's really an honor to hear that. You know, grow up watching George. So for me to be, you know, in the new scene and out there guiding every day, it's really an honor to hear that, you know.
Now, Armani is one of those young guys that has a passion for fishing.
Sometimes we, you know, go bird watching in the morning and then we'll go fishing. And a lot of times, you know, a big hit with my charters is taking people to the sandbar or to a nice island area hidden from the wind, and we'll cook up some fresh fish tacos, ceviche, or even sometimes a poke out there on the boat.
One of the places that he likes to go to a lot, his favorite place of his, is the Marquesas. So here we go. I met up with Diego and Armani at the Perry Hotel Marina, and we were all set to head west. So of course, you got to load up on pinfish. We had a trap that was set. So with both wells filled with live pinfish, we started to charge through and ultimately came through Key West Harbor. And of course, here comes a cruise ship coming in. We passed a cruise ship. We put the bow of the Mark 6 to the west. We are now on the southern side and decided to run the Atlantic at a pretty good clip to get down to the Marquesas. We cut across, and now it was all about rocks in the Gulf. Now it's time to go to work and catch some fish. And I found myself in that position right off the bat, and it was a red grouper.
There you go. Fish on. Nice, George. Like I said, I want to eat them.
It's a little grouperish, the way you're staying down.
You let me know if you need a gaff there, George.
I'll let you know when I get a good look at it. It's just very grouper-like. Wonder if it's traditional red grouper, the Marquesas. And what do we have here? A red grouper. That's definitely the marquee of the Marquesas.
Sure is.
Without a doubt. Fish that size, in the mix, you'll get some good muttons, you get some nice red groupers, but this is the Marquesa marquee fish, red grouper. Go back and grow up.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by Penn, let the battle begin. Mako, you'll find them where the fish are. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, your adventure starts here. Mercury Marine, go boldly. George, we'll be right back.
The fishing action is beginning to heat up. Our goal? Boat a few snappers for a cookout at sea later in the day. I'm with Diego Toyran and Armani Garcia, and we're fishing off the Marquesas, some 25 miles west of Key West in the Florida Keys.
And this is very basic fishing, in that you don't need elaborate rigs to fish these shallow Gulf rocks. I always prefer a knocker rig. From there, you dip out a live pinfish, take the hook, go into the lower jaw, out the upper jaw, cast it back 10, 15 feet, keep the bill open until it's bottom, close the bill, and all you do at that point is come tight to the line and you hold it. And you know when that strike's gonna happen because the pinfish starts freaking out and you feel those vibrations telegraphing back up through the braid. Then all of a sudden, bump, you see a little subtle tap on the rod tip, then bump, another tip. And then when that fish commits, the rod gets pulled down, you simply wind as you're lifting up the rod, get that circle hook set.
Oh, he's
there you go.
Check this out.
Oh,
Well,
nice, George. That turned out.
Come over to your side, Diego. I need a little racing room.
Go ahead. That turned out to be a little bit bigger, huh?
It did. It grew.
He woke up.
Looks like the right one there, George.
I got news for you there.
And on light tackle. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. Sometimes you get a fish like this, you sweat it a little bit on light tackle, but it's fun.
You know what? I remember back in the days, could I go back 40 years? Seeing George Poveromo World of Saltwater Fishing, and I want to tell you.
40, come on now. There we go. There's a leader, and there's your beautiful mutton.
Nice mutton.
Beautiful,
Nice, George.
beautiful, beautiful fish.
That's it. This is we mentioned the red grouper being the marquee fish. This is the prize that you come to Marquesas for right here.
Wow, it sure is.
Right here.
Look at that. Look at
That's
that.
it.
Look at the colors on that thing.
Oh my goodness. It is pretty darn amazing.
We were really going to town and doing well. And everybody was hooking up from Armani to Diego to me and just going through the motions.
These pin authorities are smooth, man. Little red. Right in the corner of the lip.
No, it's a little grouper. A little black. He fooled me. You know, they hit hard. Oh, it's a little red, actually.
There he is, George.
Another mutton.
Switch places with you.
The way he was running.
Nice.
Come on, George, secure that other mutton. You're gonna fish by yourself, buddy.
Feels like I am. Coming over again.
He's making us dance here, George.
I like that. Teamwork.
And who's with the net,
I
just
got
in
you.
case.
That's another pink lady there, George.
It feels every bit like one. Armani, here you go. Want to do the honors?
Yes, sir.
Coming your way. And we got another one.
Nice, man.
Oh,
yeah.
look at this.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm not gonna touch the drag.
There you go.
I like this.
Diego, could you
magenta
slide
line.
over so I could put my mutton in?
Sure.
Unless you want to take a chance comparing it to one I caught and come up on the small end.
This
of it.
feels like a little grouper.
All right, watch your feet, Diego.
You know, we always need a newcomer in the area.
What is it first?
Oh, a little
Oh, mutton snapper. Oh, you what's that? Look at that. There you go.
Oh,
Look,
he's not gonna count, but
look at that. I start getting on you. You guys let me get ahead with the muttons, and you're getting all jealous. Figure you can't let me come in here because you live down here. All right. Well, you guys have fun with your mutton.
it's okay, because this one gets to get away.
Key West and the fabulous Florida Keys is a magical and certainly entertaining destination, fishing aside. A certain Hemingway-esque dominates the theme here. For instance, visitors can take in the Hemingway Home and Museum, where Hemingway lived from 1931 to 1939 and penned classics For Whom the Bell Tolls and To Have and Have Not. You'll also see a colony of cats, many of them six-toe and descendants from Hemingway's time here. And what a better way to unwind in Key West than at the Papa's Pilar Rum Distillery and Hemingway Social Club. Did you know that a bottle of Papa's Pilar rum is shaped like a canteen, including its compass-like cap? This is a tribute to Hemingway's service in World War I as an ambulance driver for the American Red Cross. And did you know that Pilar is the name of Hemingway's boat and second wife, hence the name Papa's Pilar Rum. It's a great rum recognizing a great adventurer and novelist. Over the Marquesas shallow Gulfside rocks and hard bottom, the mutton snapper is the prize catch. This hard-fighting snapper patrols the fringes of the local bottom structures in search of forage, which includes crabs, juvenile lobster, finfish, and especially ballyhoo. They're most abundant here during spring and fall. Best bet? Drop a knocker rig to bottom with a live pinfish on a 4-aught inline circle hook and 30-pound fluorocarbon leader. Free lining the live value on a non-weighted line is also a solid tactic. And artbypasta.com from catch to canvas rendering.
Catch the canvas, baby.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by Simrad, never settle. Rapala holds the world record for world records. Suffolk's always use the best line. Starbright Boat Care Products, blending technology with performance since 1973. George will be right back.
With mutton snapper in a fish box, the Marquesas trio forges ahead in search of some more piscatorial variety for our cookout. I'm with Diego Toyran and Armani Garcia off the Marquesas, west of Key West in the Florida Keys.
So off these rocks west of the Marquesas, you see a lot of lane snapper, mutton snapper, just about every snapper that we have down here. Mangrove snapper, dog snappers was something that we really weren't expecting, but today we ran into a nice pile of them.
And I get a hit. I mean, this was a hard hit. He definitely feels like another mutton. You know, it's incredible how they run to the bottom like that, and you could feel him. He's so close. He's within 2 or 3 feet, and you got to be able to turn him. And with these light rods, you feel it all. You feel all the action, and it just makes it so much nicer.
Nice dog snapper.
All right. That's the only second time at this place in Marquesas I've seen a dog snapper. What you got in here?
Dog snapper.
Take a look at it. Yes.
Beautiful fish. You know, this reminds me of the cola amarilla from Costa Rica, the Pacific. Like, you caught one last year.
All the years and years I fished the Marquesas, it was about a couple years ago at this very same spot, I got an incredible dog snapper. It's the only second dog snapper that I know of taken to Marquesas. Have you got one out here before?
Yep, no.
Have you got a dog snapper out here?
You know, a couple times a year I'll see him, but that's a healthy one. He looks like he's been eating good.
I'm gonna get a picture of you, Diego.
It's definitely rare. So I knew the tacos were secure. At that point, I'm golden.
I think I know what you got to name this spot, George.
I know it, right?
Besides boating the elusive dog snapper, we managed to catch yellowtail.
Yellowtail.
Tail from Marquesas yellowtail.
Yeah.
For Marquesas, that's not a bad size yellowtail.
Oh, that's a legal yellowtail.
All right.
Oh. Well, that's a legal one.
Not bad, actually.
Lane and mutton snappers.
A little lane. Well, this is a staple here in the Marquesas, the lane snapper.
Dog snapper, who knows?
Yeah, lane.
Oh,
Lane?
nice little lane.
Zero mackerel. A gag grouper.
Little guy, we were just talking about those.
Nice.
And even more red grouper.
Kind of the ideal day in the Marquesas, and it wasn't long that we started filling up our box.
How's that for a one-day Marquesas outing? A favorite of ours when in Key West, the Perry Hotel and Marina is a beautifully appointed, comfortable, and friendly place to stay. Accommodations include king or double queen rooms with balconies, marina and pool view suites and studios, and new poolside lanai studios. As for food and drink, on site is the Salty Oyster Dockside Bar and Grill and Matt's Stock Island Kitchen and Bar. We docked the Mark 6 downstairs at the Stock Island Marina. The 230-slip marina, incidentally, is the deepest in the Florida Keys and can accommodate vessels up to 300 feet. It's a full-service marina with fuel, ice, and ship store. The Perry Hotel and Marina is a very convenient place to stay, especially for those bringing their boats to Key West.
Mercury Performance Stats, Marquesas, Florida Keys. Seas, 2 feet. Power, triple Mercury Verado V10 400 horsepower outboards. Props, Mercury Revolution X 25-inch pitch. Total miles, 67. Consistent cruise, 4,000 RPMs. Speed, 43 miles per hour. Total fuel burned, 61 gallons. We'll be right back. George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by the Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are. ACR, the leader in marine safety electronics. Papa's Pilar Artesian Crafted Rum. Never a spectator. VMC, your expert in hooks. Art by Pasta. Real life art. Visit artbypasta.com.
Towards the end of this trip, before we moved, because George kept on saying, it's slowing down, it's slowing down. Let's go ahead and move. I said, okay, boom. Hopefully he's a black grouper, my favorite.
I see a night. Whoa,
Oh.
check that out. Well, you're
Oh,
doing
there
good
you
with
go.
the 3.
Well, here it is. Another one, George.
Unreal.
Huh? Beautiful. This is a little bit nicer. What a beautiful fish. Again, Costa Rica has one of these snappers is pretty much identical to him. Dog snapper here in the Marquesas. I get a dog snapper. The rock pile we're fishing, there's so many varieties, as you can see here.
So this is how the Marquesas goes. And ironically, there were 2 dog snappers taken. And again, going back to the dog snappers, a couple years back, I caught my first ever dog snapper in the Marquesas. And that was the first one that my buddy Captain Mark Schmidt had seen. He was fishing with me that day. And to go see 2 more caught with Armani and Diego, you know, what's with the dog snapper now? Are they starting to move in or become a little bit more abundant? So even in Marquesas, things are starting to change a little bit, and I think for the better. We really worked at that and caught a lot of fish, and it got to the point where it was around 2:30-ish, and we're looking at ourselves and it said, okay, Armani was here for a reason. Now it's time to add the twist. And he's gonna prepare that fish that you had just caught. That was on tap. So we ran the Mark 6 to the Marquesas to Mooney Harbor. And we anchored just off the entrance to Mooney Harbor. We took out the portable grill, got that ready.
And I started doing my magic, and I call it cooking on the half shell, where you get these snappers, you fillet them, you leave the skin on them, and you put that skin side down on the grill. A little bit of the Diego's magic seasoning, and it doesn't take much.
And he's bringing out tomatoes, limes. I just sat back and watched the show. And he's mixing all this up. You have all this color now, right on the transom, the Mark 6, puts the fillets on the grill, grills them just right, and then from there, he made the most sensational fish tacos from the snappers that we caught, what, 2-3 hours earlier at best?
Engel hard coolers are known for holding ice and cold for several days, and their durability at withstanding the abuses of offshore fishing, as well as anglers standing or sitting upon them to catch fish. Engel hard coolers come in 12 sizes, ranging from 25 to 320 quarts, and 8 color options. And, as we found out on this outing, they're also great for onboard food preparations. Check out the entire Engel line at engelcoolers.com.
So Armani puts all the fish tacos there on top of the cooler, the Engel cooler, and he says, have at it. And that we did. We got a line and we each grabbed the taco, and I've got to tell you, it was totally sensational. It was so good that, of course, we had to go back for seconds, and maybe even some of us had thirds. He did one incredibly good job.
You know, the fact that I got to go west towards the Marquesas with George Poveromo, Armani Garcia, to me is special. It was so special that I really didn't want to leave. I wanted to go catch more fish, make more tacos, and as the sun sets coming down, as George starts heading back east on the Mark 6, to me, it's like, I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to leave the Marquesas. But the beautiful thing, we could always come back.
So we had a great meal with those fresh fish tacos to wrap up the day. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed, including myself, and I couldn't think of a better way to end a great day of fishing on the beach in the Marquesas and making great memories.
Another fabulous day with some really good friends of the Marquesas, I like to call them, and amazing.
If you're a fan of our show, keep up with our adventures by following us on social media. I'm on Instagram at George Poveromo, and on Facebook, go to facebook.com/George.Poveromo. You can also watch your episodes at any time on YouTube at George Poveromo TV. We'll see you on the water.